Happy Memorial Day, everyone. This is Brooke Skidmore with Awaken Arise, and today is Monday, May 25th. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about reframing our game. In other words, how can we think about our situation when things aren't really going the way we want them to go? I wanted to start with a quick story about a team that I used to work with. A few years ago, I worked with the collegiate women's team. And if you were to walk by the gym at this time when this team was practicing, you might see a coach who was really loud, really on the girls all the time. Not a lot of positive reinforcement, just mostly a lot of negativity, a lot of yelling, a lot of why can't you do this better? You're not doing this right, get it together kind of thing. And throughout that season, I had two different players from the exact same team playing for the exact same coach that came in at different times throughout the season for some individual mental performance coaching. And I thought it was so interesting. One of the players would tell me about her experience with the coach and how she just knew that the coach hated her. She hated going to practice because she knew that she was going to get yelled at. She felt like she couldn't do anything right. And so she kind of felt like, what's the point in trying? I'm going to keep getting yelled at, and I don't even want to go. I don't even want to play this sport anymore. And in contrast, her teammate would come in, and the story was so much different, even though they were playing for the exact same coach. This second player loved this coach. She talked about how the coach was always trying to make her better. She said that this coach was always yelling at her, and she knew that when she kind of got on her case, she knew that the coach knew that she could do it. She knew that coach believed in her and expected a lot out of her. And so I thought it was just so interesting that two players from the exact same team, same season, same exact coach, receiving similar feedback from the coach. One player interpreted that as, I hate this game, I hate this coach, I don't want to play anymore, I suck at this sport. Whereas the other player took it as, I can be better, this coach believes in me, she wants me on the team, she is yelling at me because she cares enough to work on me, to help me get better. And I think that we can apply this same kind of idea to our personal challenges and whatever we're reaching for, whether it's in your sport, maybe it's in a business, maybe it's in a relationship. If you're finding that something isn't really going your way, or you're not really happy with the outcome of something that's going on in your performance domain, is there a way that you can look at the exact same situation but through a different lens? And this is a mental performance skill that I work on with so many of my athletes and performers. We take a situation, and it's not like we're ignoring what's going on. It's not like we're saying it's, all up in the clouds, it's fine, it's rainbows and bunnies and everything's fine. We're taking it as it is, the situation, but we're looking at it through a different lens. So, for example, maybe you lost your job, and as devastating as that can be, how else could you look through that lens? Maybe losing this job is opening up the doors to doing something you've always really wanted to do, but just haven't been able to devote the time or the energy or the resources to. Maybe you're going through a difficult patch in your relationship. Sometimes this can just feel like the end. It can feel like, what's the point? It's not going anywhere. Maybe we could look at it through the lens as we've found something in our relationship that needs to be strengthened, something that we hadn't noticed before, or maybe it's been around for a long time. And let's work on it to make it stronger, to make something that's a weakness even better. Maybe you're on the golf team and your coach is only taking 6 players to the tournament in Florida this weekend, and you didn't make the travel team. What's a different lens that we can look at that besides I don't get to travel with the team? Some of my players will look at that in the sense of, well, now I get to go to the range by myself and work on my chipping, to spend a couple hours on this part of my game that I never get to spend extra time on. So one thing we know about about great performers is that they kind of leverage their situation to turn a negative situation into something that works for them, something that's positive and that is actually becoming something that's in their favor. So maybe you take a look at that this week. What are some things that you're kind of negatively framing in your life, things that aren't really going well? What's a different way you could look at it so that you can keep that positivity and that momentum going in that direction of I can, I want to, I will, as opposed to what's the point, giving up, kind of throwing my hands up in the air. So let's take a look at that in our own situations this week. Good luck, everyone.